Seattle, Washington. Pity poor people sedan. Cheap gas and shifting market demands signify consumers who once loaded in the family four-door to the summer excursion are now packing crossovers and SUVs around their panoramic sunroofs and people, gear, and pets. That's not so great for automakers pushing smaller, lower three-box vehicles. It's that Ford recently announced its decision to halt selling sedans altogether. Other automakers may soon follow. But not Mercedes-Benz, who's banking around the success of the company's new entry-level model in sedan form. The new A-Class sedan will join small CLA four-door coupe and GLA coupe to use U.S. showrooms starting early the coming year, completing a trio of subcompact, premium vehicles geared towards bringing new young, mostly urban buyers into your Mercedes-Benz family from competing brands. The CLA, launched in 2013 along with the previous Mercedes Access Point, did this in droves, with more than 50% of the buyers being first-time Benz owners. How the German brand hopes will progress up into its larger, costlier products once they outgrow the A-Class lineup. Riding with an all-new chassis using a short 107.4-inch wheelbase, the A220 would be the U.S.'s first taste of a small traditional, three-box A-Class sedan. Equipped with McPherson strut front suspension as well as a four-link rear suspension, the brand-new chassis was optimized above the current Klagla platform to offer improved noise, vibration, and harshness characteristics in addition to more positive handling. This same chassis will underpin the revolutionary CLA and GLA models after they launch inside coming years, and it's nearly certain that this sedan's new 2.0-liter, 188 horsepower, 221 lb-ft turbocharged four-cylinder engine may also be shared with its siblings because the base engine inside the United States, paired for the brand's 7G DCT dual-clutch automatic gearbox. Inside, the A220 looks just the premium car Mercedes-Benz wants, so that it is, with turbine-styled climate control vents and also a freestanding, full digital instrument panel and display which is similar in appearance for the A-Class sedan. Both digital IP cluster and display are 7.0 inches in base configuration, or 10.25 inches if you choose the $2,100 premium package, which includes auto-dimming mirrors, blind spot assist, and keyless start and entry among more features. Center stack switchgear and gloss black trim looks just as swanky as on MB's more upscale models, plus the perforated and grained soft touch plastic dash materials are extremely nicely fashioned. Bigger news could be the implementation on the brand's new Bucks Infotainment System, that makes its debut about the A-Class sedan be going on to replace the actual command setup over the full lineup. Next approximately received box will be the 2019 GLE, we're told. The box system eliminates the old center console-mounted rotary controller in favor of any touchpad in their place, along with a touchscreen display about the center stack. That said, Mercedes is expecting that Bucks's new voice command interface will swiftly be what most A-Class sedan owners use to input their requirements. Similar for some other smart tech products, users call in the voice command system by saying "Hey, Mercedes," and giving a command in plain, conversational speech. Brand engineers, the artificial intelligence-enabled product is designed to understand more difficult commands than your typical automotive interface. "Hey Mercedes, what would be the meaning of life?" yields a complete and thoughtful response from Bucks's robo-woman voice, and asking "Hey Mercedes, find an Italian restaurant in Seattle with at least 4 stars that's open at 9 p.m., as you may ask your iPhone's resident personal assistant, Siri, is a practical request. What Bucks can't change by voice is vehicle drive settings, for instance escape or active precautionary features, to be a function of safety. We found the machine to work reasonably well in reality, though we'd like to spend each week with Buck so it better learns our voice and speech patterns before going to a final conclusion. That said, you quickly learn that while you can task Bucks with simple commands, for instance turning on the radio volume or turning inside the climate control temperature, it's often faster and much easier to just do such menial tasks yourself and save the more difficult stuff to the computer. Other advanced system features include some nifty navigation tricks. For example, utilizing the front-mounted camera to project an image in the road ahead around the center display, Bucks can superimpose a turn arrow since you approach the highway it requires you to turn on, helping clarify whereby the navigation technique is directing you. It can also superimpose building addresses on each side in the street when you approach them, plus the names of cross streets. This is technology that may be more than just flashy, it's also extremely useful, which is clearly the way forwards for manufacturer-integrated tracking devices and possibly future versions of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We were also impressed together with the 10.25-inch system's sharp resolution and its tablet-like functionality, with swipe and multi-touch gestures available. The controls were also useful, with tiny pads for swipe functionality and individual controls for instrument panel and center displays within the left and right wheel spokes, respectively. Move for the rear seats and you'll get a more spacious rear cabin than inside the CLA or GLA, though that is still a tiny car with limited room for the people over 6 feet tall. Really, rear seating is the most suitable kept to shorter trips for average-size adults, though smaller children will quickly realize plenty of space. During the drive program, we logged miles within the city streets of Seattle, twisty mountain roads that circle Washington's Mount Rainier, and stretches of highway further east towards Yakima. Our tester would have been a pre-production A220 4MATIC designating all-wheel drive furnished with 19-inch AMG wheels on low-profile summer tires, as well as the AMG line package together with the lowered sport suspension. Adaptive suspension can also be an available option, drilled brake discs as well as AMG trim items. We found the ride to be within the firm side, needlessly to say from a real setup, though still compliant enough that individuals don't feel passengers will be unduly uncomfortable. We're positive that opting for your base suspension and 17-inch wheels provides a more compliant ride, though we weren't in a position to experience a motor vehicle so equipped. The new 2.0 turbo engine is impressively smooth and linear in their response, wanting to run to its 6,500 revolutions per minute redline along with full torque. Feeling enjoy it arrive low within the rev range. Mercedes was not able to give us peak HP and torque RPM, leading us in conclusion that final tweaking remains to be underway prior to the car's launch inside first quarter of 2019. This could be the A-Class's base engine, of course. If 188 horsepower doesn't be understood as much, it doesn't feel as if it either, and output is unfortunately significantly less than the CLA 250's 208 horsepower, 258 lb-ft 2.0-liter turbo. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission is approximately the task, with quick, smooth shifts whether in automatic mode or with all the wheel-mounted paddle shifters. While the A220 is much more than able to keep up with fast-moving traffic, the chassis is talkative and lively enough, especially with its sport options, that any of us couldn't help but think such a future AMG version could be capable of. Mercedes used a whole new electric power steering setup for this A-Class, which gives good feel and excellent weighting and precision, stiffening up nicely in the event the car is switched from comfort to sport mode, which sharpens throttle type and supports the 7-speed DCT's gears longer before upshifting, and allows somewhat more slip prior to escape reins from the fun. An individual drive mode is usually available to combination sport and comfort settings. Is the sedan segment dead? We certainly hope not if manufacturers could bring fun-to drive models to promote like the A220. In our time together with the car we came away very impressed and itching for further time in a complete production version even as we get closer to your class sedan's launch early pickup. Mercedes is mum on pricing, even though you can expect the A220 to get started on at roughly precisely the same amount since the current CLA, or around $34,000 including destination fee, as you move the upcoming all-new CLA moves slightly upmarket. 2019 Mercedes-Benz A220 4MATIC Sedan Specifications. Spring 2019. Price $34,000 $45,000 BAS tested estate. Engine 2.0 liters turbocharged DOC 16 valve I-4188 HP at na RPM, 221 lb-ft at na RPM. Transmission 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Layout 4-door, 5-passenger, front engine, four-door sedan. EPA mileage Na LXWXH 179.1 by 70.7 by 56.9 inches, wheelbase 107.4 inches, weight 3,600 pounds estate 060 miles per hour, 7.0 seconds estate. Top speed 130 miles per hour estate.